I needed a break, and I needed time to like gather my emotions and like cocoon into a butterfly, because there's a lot going on. And the reason that I made this podcast to begin with is because my heart got broken. The fuck? And my heart's always breaking, and I just don't know how to cope without writing. But then I don't ever want to put so much energy and effort into a beautiful story that doesn't get told. And as much as I try, sometimes I would hit a brick wall, and when I'm looking for comfort, I can't find it. And my comfort is in words, but the way that other people express their words, it's not the definition of the word, because a lot of people use context clues or synonyms or their own past situation that made them feel a certain kind of way, and then push emotion behind what they're telling you. And the intent is in a tone. The way you talk to someone matters. The way you use your words matter. When you say your words, they matter. November 2018, I had a date with Death, and very nice person, you know. At the end of it, I had a therapy session where the woman told me that I was clinically depressed, something that I already knew, because like I said, my heart breaks nonstop. But growing up, they tell you to suck it up. Children should be seen, not heard. I used to get my ass beat at home and at school because they was bullying me nonstop. Niggas was eating their feelings. I was 300 pounds. Barely got sexy 3 years ago. You don't even understand. It's wild that I just got sexy. And it's even wilder that I just separated my masculine thoughts from my feminine thoughts. Because I met my biological father this year, and everything kind of like click into place for me. Because as a young woman growing up and not understanding why you're not whole, and no one being able to explain that to you, that was weird. But I took to my books because I've always been smart. And my stepdad's always encouraged my intelligence. So much so that he encouraged it too good. Because let me tell you something. He had the saying where he'd say excuses are lies. And it don't matter what I came up with, I'm telling you, it could be the best excuse. I mean, pristine excuse. It could be some weird off the wall type shit that nobody could predict was happening. He still wasn't hearing it, but that's neither here nor there. What's here is that I couldn't really find no place for an understanding of me. But then when I broke it down to its like minute level, and this wasn't even on purpose of this, because ultimately when she started talking to me about me being depressed, I was like, you know what it is? I want to do what I've always wanted to do, right? So I went into why my writer's block was so tough, and they were like, oh, speak to your inner child. My inner child wanted to know why they grew up so hard. And just so happens that my grandmother had gotten sick last year with cancer. And my biological father's mother, and they don't talk, and they have like this very interesting vibe going on. But I just found out, went over there to go pay my respects, feel a sense of family, have a sense of closure. But again, I was like, there's something missing. Something's not me. One time this woman told me, oh, you should apologize to your dad. The way my blood started to boil. Because I was like, apologize for what? Because as far as my eyes can see, the struggling that I've been struggling is because he decided to sow. And so and so and so. 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 You can't be religious and then think that this was okay. because you're disregarding my trauma. I don't need some stranger to hear me out. I need my blood to hear me out. You know what mom used to say? I can't tell you what I haven't gone through. You have to see where you're going and know where you came from. No, you have to know where you came from in order to see where you're going. I'm looking at her like, you know what I need counseling from? The person who my little spirit followed before I became birthed. Because all the badnesses that he's done, they crossed my mind. I was laughing because when my mom was over there telling that story about how she got. And homeboy's favorite movies is all these pimp type of films. And he didn't grow up with a dad either. But he just weird. It had a face. This face. Because I'm telling you, it's exactly what I look like. That's why when I was younger, I was like, maybe if I was a boy, he would have stayed. That's why when I developed, I was like, oh, toughen up. Because somebody gonna have your back. Because guess what? The motherfucker whose face that you have doesn't care. Because if he did, alright. I didn't understand why my dad took on the responsibility. Because my stepdad will tell you in a minute, he'd be like, man, like, you kid, like, somebody had to take care of you. And my mom would be like, if he wanted the cow, he was going to have to take care of the calf. This is too much realism for me. Because ultimately, when I got dropped out of high school, because I couldn't take the bullying, and the school district couldn't solve my problem, I just took my GED and went straight into nursing. Same thing. Them old white folks was rude. I got called all kinds of niggas. But I was just like, I'm just going to be as nice as possible because doing it to others. But again, it's a lot of compromising going on. And not a lot of me going on. And I'll be honest with you. From me getting my ass beat at home and at school and trying to like get into the groove of like treating people or trying to show people by example how I want to be treated, I became one hell of an empath. One hell of an empath, because I'm telling you, like, I could sense what people need. I could sense what people feel because my feelings be so strong. Sometimes I accidentally start prying in people's feelings because I see where we connect. That's why I made that video when I was like, when I know myself, I know where. Talk. I love to talk. I ain't got no friends. Let's talk. And not for nothing, I always treat people that kindness because I feel like everybody crossed paths for a reason. I told my old high school friend, I was like, yo, isn't it wild that no matter how many protons, neutrons, electrons you add to an atom, they don't crash? Isn't it wild that you get in a car, feel safe enough to trust a motherfucker driving next to you not to crash into you? I have a feeling that we're around everybody that we're supposed to be around at all times.